Do you mind if I take a picture?
Go ahead, honey.
With the ruffles too.
Okay, hold on a second.
Excellent.
Perfect. Beautiful. Beautiful. Fabulous.
Okay.
The white trash ruffles. I thought you were talking about something you were wearing. Just realized you were talking about
I did too, and then I was like, oh no, those ruffles.
I'm getting post-stress order from these goddamn ruffles. Bring me back. Bring me back to Arkansas.
All right. Well, welcome back to another episode of It's All Bad. I am Russian Danny.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Reno sitting in for Keith the Rager Wager.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm Miss Elliot.
Welcome, Miss Elliot.
Miss Elliot.
Special guest tonight, Miss Elliot.
In the house.
Do you have any other stage names or other?
Oh, honey, where do we start?
Can we throw a few out at the people out there?
Well, I'm sometimes known as Anita Dick.
Like Anita Dick, though.
Anita Dick.
Anita Dick.
Yeah.
Sharon Cox.
Well, no, and I'm also known as Mommy Cock. Mistress of Domination.
Mommy Cock.
Confess your fucking nasty, nasty thoughts to Mommy, and then I will punish you appropriately. Yes. I have thousands of people confessing. Trust me, honey.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Movie stars calling me up, confessing. And I think, I want to suck a black tranny. I said, well, you're going to be beat twice for that, honey. Or they say, oh, I have dreams about my wife fucking me in the ass with a dildo. I'm like, you're going to be restrained. I'm going to put a ball in your mouth, and then I'm going to beat you helplessly. It was always a punishment for all their nasty thoughts.
And then they pay you?
I did it for free. Please, honey. I don't want to get arrested.
Charity work.
So which one of you guys are single on the panel?
Or what?
Single. Like that ever fucking mattered to me.
He's married. You know.
I got the morals of a Eskimo.
Are Eskimos known to be just filthy motherfuckers?
I just think they fuck whoever they want. So this is going to be very interesting because y'all look very conservative.
I've been sober a long time. Him too, but I was a filthy motherfucker when I was getting loaded.
Things don't have to change, baby.
Elliot just got 26 years.
I'm still filthy, girl. Just because you're sober don't mean you have to stop being filthy.
I'm upset.
Can we cuss?
I'm upset.
Yeah,
you can say whatever you want. And also, just know this. You'll get a copy first to be able to approve it. So if you want to bleep the name.
Oh, that means I ain't going to get a copy.
Okay.
You said the show you want to put on the air.
Yeah. We're going to put this on the air.
This may not be airable.
No. Oh, no. It doesn't be airable.
Well, it's a podcast. It's not.
Yeah, it's a podcast. We can do anything we want.
You don't know. You don't know me, honey.
This bitch is about to let it flow.
The Lord's work. The Lord's work.
That's right. That's a missionary.
You know what they
Of
say.
sorts.
Speaking of getting arrested, have you?
Yeah.
You've been arrested a few times.
Well, let's say that it was all wrong. They did it illegally. They entrapped me.
What happened? Can you tell us?
Well, I was in drag at the Queen Mary, and
On the boat?
No, the drag show. There used to be a drag bar out in the valley in the 80s, and I used to go there to look for strangers with money. And I'm not saying I wasn't, doing illegal activity. It's just that they caught me illegally.
Got it.
The manner in which they executed the arrest was not according to the law.
Now, when you say strangers for money, were you looking for a long-term arrangement,
Fuck
like sugar
no.
daddy, or were you looking for that night, boom, let's get some cash and move on?
Well, I had one sugar daddy one time. He owned a fucking lamp company. And,
glamorous one.
honey, he had money, and I kept asking him every time he come over, where's my fucking lamp? And he goes, well, I can't get it. Finally, he said, I can't get you a lamp because my wife counts all the inventory coming in and out. I'm like, look, bitch. I said, you will bring me a fucking lamp. I said, or else we're not going to be together. So the bitch showed up the following night with no fucking lamp. So anyway, I said, you know what? Fuck you. I said, I don't need this shit. I said, you can't even buy me a lamp. I said, well, in my future with you, it's going to be real dim. We got in a fight, and I actually picked up a lamp and hit him in the head with it. I said, here's your fucking lamp, motherfucker. So that was the last sugar daddy I had.
Wow. He wouldn't just get it. What do you mean he couldn't get a lamp?
He said his wife was counting the inventory.
Did he have deep pockets though? I mean, a lamp company.
Oh, he had
yeah.
money,
Also,
honey.
by the way, go to another store, buy a fucking lamp, and tell you it's from your store. Like if you want. I mean, come on. I don't have much game, but I could figure that shit out. Just be like, they need a lamp. Oh, sorry, I can't sell you any of my lamps. Well, I guess then it's over.
Well, when a bitch wants something, you get it for her.
Yeah.
If you're a good sugar daddy.
Amen.
Right?
So did y'all ever have any sugar daddies? Y'all look like y'all could.
No.
So are you straight?
What?
Are you heterosexual?
I am.
And are you heterosexual?
Yes, I am.
And you?
You know that.
Well, it took you a long time to answer that. Is that your legs shaking under the table, baby?
Yeah.
The whole goddamn dais is
Not
fucking
sure about
wobbly.
No,
that.
it's weird because a lot of my, a lot of my friends, a lot of the people that I ran around with and partied with, would all like once a little bit of crystal meth gets involved in the picture, a lot of I think the term for it is heteroflexible, right? You've
I never heard
before.
that.
Yeah, heteroflexible. It's like you throw a little something, and they need some dope or they need some whatever, and all of a sudden, what do you need me to do, And it's weird because I heard I had a friend that was telling me, he's like, what, I would go and I'd sell my ass and whatever, and I was like, and I was shocked and like. I kind of thought about it for a second. And I was like, "Fuck, did I fuck up?" Because I never needed to. Like I always had some type of hustle. And I don't know. I've never had that experience. I never did. Like I had a guy.
Well, honey, you didn't get enough crystal in your ass. Because your legs would have been flying up. You would have thought you were fucking Marilyn Monroe. Crystal meth makes the straightest man gay as fuck.
Yeah, it's true.
They're not gay until they do crystal. And next thing you know, honey.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
Then they have shame afterwards.
Wow.
And they're all shameful, and I'm like, I don't know. I only did crystal once.
What happened?
It was not my drug of choice, honey. All I did was tell my life story over about 1,000 times and sit in a closet and stare out a window. And my boyfriend kept thinking I was going to get sexually turned on. He's sitting there naked, poor dear, for a day or two because I was hot for a long time. And no, it did nothing for me sexually. I hated it. And then I got up and started cleaning and fucking everything and broke one of my fingernails. And I said, fuck this shit. Y'all can have it. Mm-mm.
What was your drug of choice?
My drug of choice was Southern Comfort. I love Southern Comfort. And boy, did it make me comfortable.
Now, wait, just Southern Comfort? That was your thing?
Well, I started out with beer, and
yeah.
that's not very glamorous. And then I ended up with champagne. It gave me a headache. And then I loved Southern Comfort and Coke. In New Orleans, I was living in New Orleans. I was a celebrity hairdresser there and a celebrity hairdresser in Hollywood, but later on. But I was doing all the debutantes in New Orleans at the time, working in real high in hair salon, and I started drinking Southern Comfort and Coke, and I just loved it. Oh, I forgot to tell you that I threw a few pills on top of it too back then.
All right. What kind of pills?
There we go.
Pills that make me stay up all night long and drink, honey, until I thought I was actually Donna Summer herself.
So the pill upper you were all right with, but the meth upper not as much.
Oh no, that crystal shit they got. The speed back in the 80s was flawless. It was pharmaceutical grade, and you popped one, and it was a smooth go up, and it was a smooth come down. Not like crystal meth, like you're on a fucking lost elevator, up, down, boom, 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 bitch. And you something nasty that, I don't know. No, I like the Black Beauties.
Yeah.
The Black Beauties. And then, a Quaalude every once in a while when you were wanting to go to sleep or get raped by some woman.
Yeah, I've heard it's good for that.
That happened to me. My first Quaalude, I had a cheerleader that was after me. She swore she was going to turn me straight. And I said, oh, no, girl, she was my client, and she was a cheerleader. And she finally invited me to her house. She said, try this Quaalude. I said, what is that? She said, you're going to love it. And next thing you know, I took the Quaalude. Next thing you know, I'm in her bed. Next thing you know, she's got her pom-poms out, and she's on top of me, fucking me, and doing cheer, and I can't move. All I see is this horny cheerleader on top of me, and I'm gay as fuck, and she's fucking me. So,
you were it was happening.
It was happening. I was horrified. I couldn't move. Horrified. She kept doing this Arizona cheerleading. Arizona rip boom bar.
How the fuck old was she?
She was like 21.
Okay.
I was 21.
Oh, wow. All right.
And then after I came off that Quaalude, she said, I got you. I told you I'd get you. I was horrified.
Yeah, they call that rape.
Yeah.
You got date raped, drug raped.
Yeah, right.
I mean, didn't you? I mean, she gave you a drug.
By today's standards, yeah.
By today's standards, right. Not in the time. At the time, it was just like Saturday.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's true.
So can I sue her if I can find her?
Yeah, let's find her. Let's go.
She's probably landed gentry down there with a fucking huge estate.
You should speak to the It's All Bad legal team.
Yeah.
Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie.
What do you think?
Yeah,
one of the directors here has a law degree. Now, I don't know if that means he's licensed to practice law, but I think that, we should give it a shot.
Danny and I are what you call jailhouse lawyers.
Oh, I love those jailhouse boys, honey.
We can tell you exactly what you're looking at, what kind of deal you can cut.
I used to have to give a blowjob for a extra bologna and cheese sandwich when I was in county jail. It was horrible.
That was county here in L.A.?
Yeah, County, not the new Twin Towers, honey.
Right.
They drugged me down to county jail when it was an HOJJ, Hall of Justice.
That's the big...
That's the big one. They had the earthquake.
Tower, yeah.
They closed down because after the earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were building Twin Towers at the time, and they arrested me for prostitution. I do not understand why.
Was it, wait. Rewind it a little bit.
Was it the money in the dick?
Was this also,
what gave
was
it away?
this also in the valley around the Queen
This
Mary?
was in the valley at the Queen Mary when
the
that
valley. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
it's always
it all
happened
started in the valley. Before then, I was never arrested. Well, one other time, but. So anyway, I told that cop, he was an undercover cop, and I always make guys kiss me. So he was French kissing me in the bar. I'm like, he's not a cop. He's French kissing me.
No way.
He's getting a boner in his pants. I'm saying, this isn't a cop. And he said, well, I'm going to pull my car up to the back when the bar closes and you jump in real quick. I said, perfect. And he said, I'll give you $200. And I said, that sounds good. So anyway, I'm thinking on my way out, all the queens are leaving, all the tricks are leaving the bar, and I'm thinking, there's something fishy about this guy. I just don't know. I saw him run down the alley to go get his car, and the other guys were joining him. I said, wait a minute. So other guys joining him. And then all of a sudden, another trick pulled up right in front of the back door, and I said, I'm getting in the car with this motherfucker because I don't know this guy. I really don't know him. So I went to go open the door, and like 5 undercover cops flew across the car and arrested me.
Oh, man.
I said, for what? And they said, for prostitution. I said, I don't think so, honey. So anyway, they arrested the trick that I was trying to get in the car with, too.
Oh, and, shit. Okay, so he wasn't a cop.
No, but it doesn't matter. I beat that case, honey. They dropped it to trespassing a year and a half later. I fought it for a year and a half. So I have a trespassing charge.
They reduced it to receiving swollen property.
Whatever. They weren't gonna get me. I pleaded not guilty. And you know when they get you in the system, you know how they do it. They're like, well, you know, if you plead guilty, we'll let you go in 5 days.
Yeah.
But if you don't plead guilty, you're gonna have to stay in here, bitch, till you rot until we bring you in front of the jury. And we're gonna put you in freezing cold cell with bologna and cheese sandwiches and that fucking bean burrito.
Fuck, man. No, but that is like the bean burrito thing that you get when you're going to and from court is like Thanksgiving in there.
Dude,
like,
it's so good.
When you're in there, like, yeah, they give you 2 burritos when you come back from court. But when you're in there every day, you get like literally not enough calories to even sustain. Like you fucking lose. You go in there strung out and you lose weight and shit. It's unbelievable how they just starve you out. It's terrible.
You get the scariaki, my favorite.
Oh, dude, that's so crazy.
Well, when did y'all go to jail? What year was the year? I went in the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
I was in there. Don't lose it. Let's come back to scariaki because I got a good story about scariaki.
Jail, never prison.
Jail, never prison. No.
Right. What does Keith say about the food in prison? Did he say
it's good? I heard.
He said some of it was decent.
Some of the prisons that you go to, they had farms that they like slaughter the hogs and serve that shit right there on the spot.
Okay, got it.
Like, I mean,
but jail, everybody says was
county jail food is the worst.
I was one doorway. I was moments away from having that bologna sandwich, and it was honestly what the food was going to be like in that moment was not on my mind.
Yeah, their Yelp reviews are not that great.
No, it was the screaming. It was the screaming behind the door that I heard.
What do you mean you almost got in there? What happened?
I got popped for almost got popped for a DUI, but went down to the station, delayed it an hour, and somehow miraculously blew clean. Even though I had fucking had a lot to
AKA he blew a cop to get out of the case.
Dude, once I got in there and heard the screaming, I would have been like, I'm a straight man, but I would have been like, listen, what are you guys? All of you? Is it got to be all of you? How about just 4?
I knew this chick that I grew up with in Corona that was kind of a diehard dope fiend.
Yeah.
And she was like a good friend. We kind of came up through our 20s, kind of. I was on again, off again with tweaking, and but she kind of was constant in it. And when I first met her, she was like really hot, big titties, and kind of just sexy and sassy, and she got a little bit weathered as the time went on and stuff. But one of the last times I saw her, she was telling me about how she was like in a raid at some house, and she basically looked at like these 5 cops that had us around her. She's like, "Which one of you motherfuckers wants to get sucked off first?" She had gotten to that level.
My favorite subject.
She had gotten to that level where she was just
and how'd that go down?
I think they just laughed at her.
How did she go down on you, honey?
I think they just kind of
you got any scrapes?
I think they kind of.
I don't have any teeth. I can pull these suckers out, baby. I'll show you how to do it.
Oh, that's a custom grill you have?
No, honey. You need granny teeth.
The right age.
I'll make a motherfucker scream.
So I love it. Hell yeah. So how long were you in New Orleans for?
Long enough to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I was a stripper on Bourbon Street.
Oh wow.
I worked at a boy review. We dressed like girls and came out and stripped as girls.
And then at the end, a surprise.
Well, I was a hairdresser, and I got a part-time job stripping. And then a week later, I had a line around the back door, and this little black queen came up to me. She goes, you have tricks out there waiting for you. And I went, what? What's a trick? She said, girl, how stupid are you? I was like 22. She said, you don't know what a trick is? And I said, no. And she goes, there are men that want to give you money. I said, I'm appalled. I said, where are they? And then I went out and saw the line. I was like, oh, those guys want to pay me? I'd pay them. Fuck. And then I picked a famous football player who was in town for one of the super events. Very famous football player. He took me out on my first
was
day.
in town for the Super Bowl?
Uh-huh.
Shit.
So he took me to a hotel. I'd never been to a hotel with a man in my life, stranger. And then we get into the hotel, and he said, I'll be right back. And I said, well, first he took me to dinner. It took him an hour and a half to get me into his car. He's like, what's going on? I said, I'm terrified. I've never been with a man for money. And he said, oh, your first time? I go, yeah. And so he bought me Dom Perignon. He had a lot of money. He was very good looking. I said, you look very familiar. I said, were you on that commercial with pantyhose? So anyway, then we get to his hotel. And then I said, I have to go in the bathroom real quick. And then he said, I got to change something comfortable. I'm sitting on the end of the bed. I'm like, oh, this will be a quick blow job. You know? And he comes out dressed as a woman. I was horrified. I was like, oh. He goes, hi, I'm Samantha. I was like, bitch. All of a sudden, he looked like he was like a demon came in and I'm Samantha. I'm like, oh, I got real scared and nervous. I'm like, this is getting freaky. Then he lays up in the bed with his stiletto pumps on. And
oh, man, he had the whole kit.
Garters and all that shit. And I'm like, dude, I said, you know, I just wanted to give a blowjob. I've never been with another cross-dresser. I don't know what's going on. And he said, well, I just want you to lay down with me. And we want to rub pussies. I'm like, rub pussies? And he said, yeah, I just want you to call me Samantha and rub pussies. And I'll give you $500.
And this was
no, that's not enough fucking money to be rubbing pussies, honey. So he upped it a little bit. So I was laying up in there with Samantha rubbing pussy. I was horrified. Couldn't get the fuck out of there. And then his wig.
That seems pretty not. I mean, what? I don't know. Was it that crazy?
If anyone
look,
listening,
honey, I was just a normal little gay guy in a wig.
Right.
All I ever did was get blowjobs.
And this guy's going full fantasy.
This guy,
scene,
I've never been in the bed with another transvestite. A fucking football player dressed like a transvestite.
Right.
I don't know. Why don't you think about it?
No, I get it.
So he just came out in full character.
It's like you going home with a woman and then you getting up in the bed with her and she's got a fucking 12-inch dick staring at you.
That'd be problematic. That would be a bummer.
Exactly. I was horrified.
Right. So that was your intro escapade.
That was my intro to prostitution.
Right. And so how long did that go on in New Orleans where you were living like that? Sounds like you were having a blast.
I started making a lot of money all of a sudden. And I was going to work as a stripper, and this guy I didn't know what an undercover cop was. I was stupid. And then this guy was whistling at me, and I came up to him. I said, hi. He goes, what are you up to? I said, I'm tricking. Really?
It's like,
how much money? And I'm like, oh, well, how much ever you got? I mean, 500's good. And he said, you're under arrest. I said, what? He said, I'm a cop. I said, where's your badge? He said, I don't have a fucking badge. I said, then you're not a cop. I started screaming, help! And all the tourists started helping me. And they're like, leave her alone. I'm like, what is this man? And he's like, I'm a policeman. I said, no, you're not. You don't have a badge. And he said, I'm an undercover cop. He started fighting with everybody. So finally, he pulled out a badge and a gun. So I figured he's the cop. And then he gets me in the car and he says, you are one stupid hooker. I said, what do you mean? He said, don't you know what an undercover cop is? I said, no. I said, I've never in my life. He said, how long have you been hooking? I said, about a couple of days. He said, well, honey, he said, you're not going to be making money unless you can learn the street. So anyway, they threw me in the parish prison.
Oh, shit. That's supposed to be a rough spot, too, huh?
The House of the Rising Sun. That's where the House of the Rising Sun is.
Wow.
Is that song?
And you know what it is? You know what I found out what the House of the Rising Sun is? Because early in the morning, there's little tiny windows, and you only see the sun for 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
That's why it's called the House of
in
the
the
Rising
morning, only when
Sun.
it's the sun's
30
rising.
minutes.
Oh, wow.
You get to see the sun come up. And that's when I learned I got a black tranny as a roommate, and she taught me the ropes.
A professor of the trade.
Yeah, she said, girl, you are one dumb blonde. She said, honey, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Who gets arrested like you? And she
That's
said,
like if a cop just rolls up to you. What are you doing? I'm just selling dope. You want to buy something?
you know, when you go to jail, that's where you get how you learn to become a criminal.
That's where you learn all the
Hello.
It's like when you go to rehab. Yeah, it's like when you go to rehab and you learn all the new tricks and
yeah,
like hustles,
you're like, I want to shoot dope now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had a dude. I got into rehabbing this because I've only been to rehab once. You know, I went to detoxes, but
that was your only rehab.
My
was
only
CRLA
was the only one that I ever did.
You better never get loaded again because you'll never have a good experience like that.
Not like that. Yeah. But I had a dude tell me, he was like, oh, what would you shoot? I was like, yeah, I was shooting goofballs, you know. And he goes, oh, word. He's like, he's like, what I would do is he would cook up some dope and then he would dry it up. Don't try this at home. You know, we were talking this conversation earlier. Do not try this at home.
That's the thing. I would say you would mention that earlier. Yeah. I think we should bring it up. The question was, you know, Danny texted us, the gang, and was like, hey, should we bring up this? Should we say before these things, hey, don't try this at home? And my argument was, anyone who listens to this podcast and thinks, hey, that gave me some really great ideas,
is a stupid motherfucker.
It's not someone we could have intervened to help. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I think if there's anything, the takeaway of this is,
but look at Jackass. You know, motherfuckers would watch Jackass and be like, oh.
For sure, but those motherfuckers, like tonally, it's a totally different show. Yeah. Jackass was like, oh, look how dumb we are, and look all this dumb shit we can do. And in fact, look at you get paid to do
Jackass.
This dumb shit.
I know all about his penis.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Forget what I was talking about. What about his pee-pee? Yeah.
Well, you know, I used to do his girlfriend's hair, and she told me.
Wait. Who are you talking about specifically?
The star of Jackass.
Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, wow.
Johnny, I'm sorry, but I know all about your penis. You know, being a celebrity hairdresser in Hollywood for as many years as I was, I know a lot of shit about celebrities. I don't think it'll hurt the fact that he's got a huge cock and that he has one of those white, it has what do you call the impetigo dicks? Looks like a spotted whale dick. It's black and white. It has spots on it, like, you know, the skin.
Oh, vitiligo?
Yeah, he has vitiligo.
Like Michael Jackson
it's a
had on his skin.
9.5-inch fucking vitiligo cock.
So you really feel like you're getting assaulted by...
If it came with the vitiligo, but you got that much, that'd be all right.
You'd take it.
I'd swap.
That's cool, yeah.
Do you think
I don't care what you could be striped. I don't give a shit.
Do you think he could sue me and have to show his dick in court that I was wrong?
I don't think so.
No one sues anybody for when the people like, Your Honor, I'm really upset. This man said that I had a big cock. And I take offense to that.
And my cock?
Yeah,
did you hear that story about Donald?
I have a small cock. That's absurd.
You didn't hear that story about Donald Trump suing John Oliver because, was it John Oliver? Or no, it was Bill Maher said that he, in fact, came from a chimpanzee or something because of his hair and his tan and everything.
Oh, no.
And he, like, fucking sued him, like, and the paperwork literally said, like, you know, whatever to the point of what you're talking about. Like, he needs to prove that I came from or some bullshit thing.
Danny, aren't you Ukrainian?
Yeah.
So you're uncut, huh? You got that extra fold, honey.
I am uncut, yeah.
You want to talk about that uncut cock?
I mean, apparently we are. Shit, here we go.
You know, I did your ex-girlfriend's hair, too.
yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I know all about your dick size, too, honey.
So is that kind of how it goes? You sit him down in your chair and you're like, so tell me about your boyfriend's dick.
Of course, they show me pictures of it. They only show me pictures of large dicks, never small ones.
Ooh.
Girls are very vain.
I'm safe.
Take note, listeners.
A 3-inch dick. Here's a picture of it. Bitch, shut up.
Don't nobody want to see
that. So I heard you well
dick.
hung. I saw a picture of it.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Why are you turning red?
Well, that's embarrassing what you're saying. You're talking about his penis.
Just take a compliment, Daniel.
Well, I haven't seen the other co-host yet. I haven't done
well, let's just fucking get it.
But I can guess that you're probably winners.
Well, doing the best I can with what God's, seemingly gave me on the, like.
So I heard Trump had a little
very
dick.
Distracted moment.
Clearly, I heard Trump had a small cock.
Supposedly he is a small penised man.
Yeah. And
the gals pretty much universally have said that
he didn't know how to use it either.
Sounds like, I mean, I'm not sitting there reading all the fucking reports of whatever, but all the ones that I've ever seen all seem to make, and then maybe this is just like the twist of the whatever to make him just seem like a hideous demon.
Yeah.
But that it is not it wasn't like, and no one was like, hey, all right. And you're like, dude, how has that happened? Like, how are you how are you a billionaire?
Yeah.
Like, and still have like women talking shit about how awful it was to have sex with you.
He just pissed off because he's got a little dick. Nobody wants to suck it.
That's exactly right. You're exactly right.
Here's the thing. All right.
Perfect full
But I'm
circle.
gonna tell you about little dicks, honey. There's some
Why'd
little
you point
dick
at
mother.
me?
Wow. I'm gonna tell you about some little dicks I had, and let me tell you something. Some guys with little dicks know what the fuck they're doing. They know how to work it and maneuver it, and then pump it, and they make up for
some don't
because they don't have that big dick. They are great lovers. They usually go to their limits to please you. But, because they feel inadequate, so they can really go out and just tantalize you in many different areas. Whereas these big dick motherfuckers, they just lay there in the bed. I've had them just lay there. Here I am. Here's my fucking big dick. I'm like, are you gonna move, motherfucker? Are you gonna kiss me, motherfucker? Here's my big dick. Here's the big prize. I'm like, where's the fucking party, Mary? And they just lay there with their big dick. And I'm like, cause they got a big dick. They don't have to kiss you. They don't have to move. They just lay there and think you just... I'm like, get the fuck up. I don't give a fuck about your big dick because you can't even move, motherfucker. You don't know how to kiss. You don't know how to do anything. It's like, that's what happens when you have a big dick. They just lay there. Like John Holmes. Lay there. That's it. Doesn't move. So... I see y'all all stopped moving at that point.
Oh shit! This story was sad.
Shit.
It was just
except for the producer.
Now Charlie's turning red.
That's nothing worse than a guy with a big dick who absolutely thinks that's all he's got and he doesn't know how to make love. There's some guys that absolutely do not have big dicks that are fantastic lovers. They know how to make you happy.
Amen for those guys.
Yeah.
And then there's just... But I found it too with guys with big dicks. They're absolutely the worst fucking lovers in the world.
So Mike might be of this, like, I really like true crime and history, reading about mob shit. And, like, I know in New Orleans there was a big presence, yeah?
Oh, yeah, there's a big mob there.
Yeah.
I was doing the mob's wife's hair at the time. I was working at Snob's Hair Salon, and it was in the 70s. And, I was doing his wife's hair, and I didn't know who the fuck she was. But I was doing all these rich women's hair, debutantes. I did the owner of Sears Department, Lady Stern. I did all the really rich debutantes there. And I was doing this Italian woman's hair. And...
yeah, what was his name? Carlos Marcello?
Carlos Marcello was it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
And let me tell you about
Christmas.
Carlos Marcello. When he ran that town, it was ran fabulous. You didn't have any tourists were coming there. They were spending thousands of dollars. That town was clean. And the black gangs would not come into Esplanade because they'd be shot or killed. So he kept the gangs out of there, and it was fabulous. And he also protected the gay bars. The gangs, the Italian mafia were the first ones that opened gay bars in New York.
Yeah.
And they always helped the gay community with their gay bars because they made a fortune off of them.
Yeah.
And they protected us. So when he got indicted and he got arrested and the mob was slowly taken down, I was living there in the 80s. And it absolutely became a nightmare. The black gang members came in and started robbing tourists and started fucking up those beautiful Victorian homes and doing graffiti. And it got so bad, gay guys were getting beat up and we were getting robbed, and it was horrible.
Oh, man.
And when the mob lost control of that city. So I got the fuck out of there. And a lot of my friends started moving out of there. And then all the tourists left because they were getting robbed right and left. And they all started going to Rio. And then it ended up just being a bunch of drunken college kids. Just a bunch of drunk college kids. The glamour is gone. All the rich are in Rio with their fabulous costumes. When the mob is running a town, I can guarantee you, they run it right.
Yeah.
They don't fuck around. and so I got to give the mob credit. But now they're all gone. And, so I left. Don't get the fuck. I need a Ruffles.
Anita Ruffles and Carlos
I need some in my
Marcello's
mouth because it looks like I'm not getting anything tonight from none of y'all.
Came up to this beautiful hilltop home, hoping
All
he was
you
going to get some.
breeders. We call you breeders.
Yeah, I'm not doing a lot of that either.
Danny looks like he might tip my way.
Might tip your way.
Tip my way.
Hey, the night's still young.
So why don't you? You're sitting up there all innocent. What was your name again, sweetheart?
Oh, Reno.
Reno.
Yeah,
you look awful innocent over there in that corner, sweetheart.
I must clean up nice or something, because
because you look like you'd be my prison daddy. After about a year, I'd start looking real good to you. I'd be cleaning your cell, bringing you sandwiches, rubbing your back.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'd be starting to look real good after about a year and a half.
Grow that blonde hair out nice and long for me.
That's right, honey. I love you daddies in prison like you, honey. They after they get out of prison, they're like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Run into you on the street like, hey, homie.
I'm like, hey, there's my husband. No, bitch, I don't know you.
Oh, man.
Why are you turning so red over there?
Because I'm just picturing it in my head. It seems so exciting.
Wait, you said you had a scary-yaki story for us.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah.
Scary
in jail, yeah. So the way that they run it down there is they feed you this bullshit breakfast. It's like a little bowl, like a little tiny bowl of cereal with like a milk and an apple, right?
And it ain't no good. Like, don't get it twisted. You're not getting
not
fucking
Cheerios.
It's not Cheerios or Lucky Charms or fucking some corn pops.
Or Fruit Loops.
It's sad cereal.
No,
It's some fucking.
It shits on sad cereal. I mean, it's like. It's fucked up.
It's like some brand that literally only exists to feed prisoners. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
like Raisin Bran without the raisins. You know, there ain't no raisins.
Fucked up
and
shit.
not a lot of brand.
Not a lot of brand, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And then for lunch, you get a bologna sandwich, right? With a little mustard
if you're
pack
lucky,
in it. Yeah.
one of them fucking cookies.
Yeah, I have a cookie in there. And then at dinner, they serve you a hot plate, right?
Oh, peanut butter and jelly. Don't forget those.
Yeah, there you go. And at night they serve you a hot plate, and barely any, but it's like one of those big plastic trays like you see on TV shows about jail that like stack up on one another. They got little compartments, and so they serve this shit that's supposed to be teriyaki beef.
Yeah,
but everybody calls it scariyaki. It's inedible. If you've been in there for a while, you'll just give the beef part away and eat the rice. But when you first get there, you're so fucking hungry, and people are like giving this shit away, and you're just like, oh my God.
I feel sorry for you, honey, because I was sucking off all the trustees. I had all the fucking food I wanted.
Oh, God damn.
I sucked more dick through the fucking jail cells in county jail
than you did on the streets.
All those trustees were bringing me steak sandwiches. You should have started sucking the trustees off.
Fuck, man. Let me write that down for the next trip.
Back in that pretty
hey,
white...
here's a tip, like a Fodor's. You're like a prison Fodor's.
You gotta back that pretty white ass of yours right up to the bar, honey, and own that fucking jail cell.
I feel sorry you eat
peanut butter and jelly, bitch. I was having steak sandwiches.
That South mouth will get you fed on. But anyway, so there was this kind of like fit black dude that was in the day room with us, and he was like, fuck, man, I'm starving, man. No, let me have that, and he was taking everybody's scariaki, and everyone's like, man, don't eat that shit. You're eating that up, man. You're going to get fucking sick. And literally, like, yeah, as soon as we were done and the trays all went back, he ate so much of that shit. And he just started just vomiting everywhere in the day room.
Why?
So
it's just poison.
It's just poison, yeah. It's just so disgusting. And I mean, I get it. You're not supposed to be, it's not fucking club, the Club Med. You're not supposed to be there enjoying yourself.
I did.
They're supposed to make
I don't know about you, did.
a strict diet of steak sandwiches.
I was getting all the fucking dick I wanted. Steak sandwiches, cigarettes, fucking extra pillows. I even sucked off one sheriff's cock. And then when I got out of jail, the sheriff was waiting for me, honey.
Oh my God.
And he drove me right to my hotel and fucked me real good. And gave me an extra $100. So I did okay.
Wow.
I'm sorry you had such a bad experience.
That's a very different. That's a very different, Miss Elliot. That's a very different experience than the one I had in jail.
No, that's because you're
Dude, that's
straight.
a very different experience than I had in high school. Are you kidding me?
Wait, back up for a second though. So when you got let out, the same sheriff that you blew in there was waiting for you at the door.
That's amazing.
So
if you ever had my blowjob, you'd be waiting for me too, bitch.
do you have a ride home tonight?
Danny taking me home tonight.
Danny will let me know how it is.
Oh yeah.
He's seen the pictures with Danny, so that's the thing. He knows what the.
I'm sorry y'all had such a bad time in prison, but it's a queen's paradise in there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Can I have you slide this way a little bit for the camera?
Of course, sweetheart. Anything for you.
If you could actually move the chair even.
I'll move the fucking chair. No, wait a minute. You mean the whole time I've not been in the camera?
No, it's just shifting.
So
Producer, are you, honey?
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a quick question. So, what was the thing? What made you say, "Hey, I gotta pull it together. I gotta get sober"? What?
Well, wait. I mean, we haven't even got to L.A. yet. She left New Orleans.
Oh, did that happen
So
in
you
L.A.?
left New
I left
Orleans.
New Orleans with my new boyfriend carrying a 45 Colt automatic on a Greyhound bus.
Jesus Christ.
And he was
You're right. I was about to skip a lot. I thought we were already. I thought
Nope.
that's where we were.
Nope.
No.
I'm skipped bail. I got bailed out by a guy that wanted to fuck me, and he he came down and bailed me out, and then he looked at me and said, "You need to leave town right fucking now," because prostitution was going to become a felony, and I was afraid I'd get arrested for a felony, so I got on the next bus, and I skipped bail. That was 32 years ago.
Well,
Bell's bondsman dead, and I outlived all the bitches.
all them records are sunk
So
with
anyway,
Katrina.
yeah, it's gone. And so I came out here. I met this guy. He was a little nervous when I met him, and he became my boyfriend. And we came out here, and then we ended up at Sunset and Vine. And I went in the bathroom because I traveled as a gay boy, and I went in the bathroom and dressed as a woman. And then I hit Sunset Boulevard, and oh my God, I made $1,000 within an hour and a half.
Damn.
On Sunset Boulevard, 1983.
Wow.
Jesus,
And
That's
there
like
was
10
a lot
grand
of fucking
today.
money.
There were bumper-to-bumper tricks back then. I mean, it took you 2 hours to get down Sunset, and there would be 10,000 hookers a night on Sunset. It was gorgeous, gorgeous hookers. And I was jumping in and out of those cars, sucking those Valley Boys for $200 a pop. And I'm sorry if I gave you any, like, if your balls hurt in the morning because of my beard, honey, you need to grow up. Okay? I gave them red balls. That's where
better
Red
blue
Bull came
balls,
from,
I
Red
guess,
Bull.
you know?
This is where Red Bull came from.
Now, wait a second. Hold on. As a man who's familiar with that area, where in Sunset was it in the 80s? Because I know fairly well the terrain
Sunset
in the 90s.
and Vine.
In Vine.
Vine,
Okay.
honey. Sunset and
Got
Vine.
it.
I
Got
worked
it.
from Sunset Vine up to the Roxy, up by Los Angeles.
That's a long
where,
stretch.
Wow.
So fellas who were, regardless of the wig, fellas who were inviting you into the car were fully
Knew you were a
in on
man?
it.
They had no idea I was a man.
Oh.
Really?
No.
None.
Nobody knew. I had one guy ask me, and I looked at him. I said, "Are you a faggot?" How dare you ask a lady that? And he goes, "Well, I'm just want to make sure." You know, I said, "Well, no." I said, "I'm not into all that." I said, if you want one of those kind of people, if you want one of those she-males, I said, then I'm not it. He said, "I'm really sorry, lady." And then he picked a credit card out of his, I said, "I don't take credit cards, bitch." And then he took it and scraped it across my face, and I didn't shave that good that night, and he could hear the sound, from a credit card.
On the hair,
And
yeah.
he said, "You are a guy." And I said, "You fucking bitch." And he goes, "Well, I was going to give you 200 for a blood job, but now I'm going to give you 100. I'm like, "What?" Well, this is equal pay, bitch.
Where's Gloria Allred or Gloria
I
Steinem?
said, "I don't think so." This was in broad daylight on Ventura Boulevard in Studio City. He was a producer. And I said, "I am not giving you a blowjob for $100 because I can give you a better blowjob than any bitch. And he was I got out of the car.
He said, I can't argue with that.
And I slammed the car, and he said, well, I told you I'll give you $150. I said, fuck you, $200 or fuck you. And so he didn't want to give me $200, so fuck him. So anyway, very rarely did they find out that I was a guy. Very rarely. 99% of them thought I was a woman. And they said, well, I want to fuck you in your pussy. I said, I'm on the rag. And they go, well, can I feel your pussy? I said, fuck no, I have a pimp. And I said, and I'm going to give you a blowjob, and that's all you're going to get.
Did you have a pimp back then?
No. And I had a 45 Colt automatic. That was my pimp.
Hell yeah.
So anyway, I just give these little stupid valley boys in their BMWs. They were so stupid. I'd give them blowjob, and they didn't know any different. And occasionally I'd get some smart trick that would, figure it out. And I had a pimp pull up to me one night on Sunset and Highland. He goes, bitch, I see you out here every night making money. His name was Star. And he goes, you're fucking my business up. You're making a lot of fucking money. He said, you need to fucking work for me. I said, bitch, I'm not working for you. I ain't working for no motherfucking pimp. He said, bitch, he started getting out of the car, and then I pulled my miniskirt up and showed my dick. And that motherfucker went, oh, you a man? I said, hello, bitch. And I said, I'm going to fuck you up. I said, bitch, you need to get back in your fucking car. And then I pulled my 45 Colt out of my fucking purse. That pimp got the fuck back in his car.
First pulled the dick on him, then pulled the Colt on him.
So my reputation was she's a man. She's a woman with a cock and a 45 Colt automatic. So you better leave that bitch alone if you know what.
That's a perfect movie poster.
Yeah. That's it, dude.
Fuck.
So yeah, that's what
next Robert Rodriguez
film
right there.
Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez.
I only worked a very short time on
45.
Sunset. I only worked a short time, like 10 years.
Copy that. Like 10 years.
Honey, I saw those beautiful hookers become crackheads.
Oh, man.
And totally destroy their lives. And I didn't do crack. I wouldn't do drugs when I was working. It was a no. And I saw them destroy their lives. Beautiful hookers just become fucking total crackheads, lose their teeth. And then the crystal meth came, and they fucking just was a mess. Sores, walking down the street. And then HIV came in the 80s. And I remember the time that they announced that, he had died.
Rock Hudson
had died. Yeah. That street became like dead. Do you remember that? Everything was dead.
Oh, no, I didn't get out here till
I couldn't find a trick anywhere.
Yeah.
They were terrified.
Wow.
So that killed the prostitution on Sunset. So I slowly was still working. Slowly, I got a job as a hairdresser. And then I'd suck dick at night. I'd blow hair in the day, and then I'd blow dick at night. I was blowing everybody in town. And then the cops would go, I was walking down Sunset, and this is when I got embarrassed. I was walking down Sunset in front of the Roxy, and they spotlighted me, the cops. And they went, there she is, the longest living hooker on Sunset Boulevard. I was horrified. These guys were rookies, now they're sergeants. And they come up to me and go, you're the longest, oldest hooker on Sunset Boulevard. How the fuck did you do it? I said, I didn't do drugs. I said, I would leave work and I would go to the bar and have my drinks. And that was it. I wasn't hooked on hard drugs. And I did it temporary. It wasn't a full-time job at that point because I was doing hair during the day. And then eventually I got arrested for public drunk. And that's when I got sober. I went to AA, and I got sober, and I've been sober for 26 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And
that's
for 4 years of my sobriety, I hooked.
No shit. The first 4 in?
The first 4, I had to make some money, honey. I wasn't doing that good in the hair salon.
Yeah, sure, right.
And then eventually what happened?
What happened with the public intoxication?
That was when I got arrested for public intoxication. I had stopped a bus dressed as Marilyn Monroe, and I had a resentment for that fucking bus that ran my training friend over. So I was drunk. I left the bar, and I stopped an RTD bus dressed as Marilyn Monroe, and I held up traffic for blocks. And then helicopters, police came, and the sheriffs all knew me. They're like, Marilyn, get in the car.
Was that your street
Marilyn,
name? Was
get in the
Marilyn?
car. Yeah, Marilyn was one of them. But I sucked off so many sheriffs in West Hollywood down on me. They said, okay, bitch, get in the car. And so I got in the car, and then I got arrested. And then they sent me to AA. And, yeah, so that's what happened. And then I stopped hooking after 4 years of sobriety because I started doing celebrities, and I started doing very well. I stopped hooking, and I started becoming a celebrity hairdresser in Hollywood.
Nice.
And started doing famous people and doing quite well for myself.
Nice.
And now I'm retired. I'm 65 years old.
Wow. You look great for 65.
Yeah, and I haven't sucked a dick in 2 years.
Damn.
I'm hungry. No one's safe at this fucking table. Trust me.
Don't make us get the taser now. Come on.
That's a hell of
incredible.
Fuck with an old senior citizen, honey. You know you get an extra 10.
Senior citizen.
You know if you hit,
is not senior citizen.
Oh,
yes,
yes,
it
you
is.
are.
55.
No, I know.
I'm
Listen,
65.
You're talking to a dude who pulled
I'm
an
60.
AARP
I'm a
fucking
60
magazine
honey.
out of his own mailbox.
I'm 65.
Like, I'm not even living with my mother. That shit is mine.
He thinks I'm 55. I'm 65.
65.
I'm
Yeah.
65.
I don't even think of that as senior anymore.
Well,
Like,
you are a senior at 65. And you know also, if you hit a senior, you get an extra 10 years, I think it is.
Oh.
It's extra. There's a law in the books that if you attack a senior, you get extra 10 years in prison.
Well, you should.
So, you know, you
Don't
better
attack.
think
That's
about
one
when
way
we
you could
start.
go about it. You
So-
could be like, look, I'm going to suck that dick. And you better
So,
try
baby,
and
I'm
stop
not-
me. You're going to try and stop me. You're going to get
You're
10
going to
years
get
in
an extra
prison.
10 years.
Reno.
Oh, that's good thinking. That's an angle.
Reno, so if we start wrestling tonight, Reno,
If anything happens.
and you hit me,
fucking
just
10
it'd be
extra
better for you to let me suck that dick. So you wouldn't you wouldn't get that extra 10 fucking years because
hey,
you'd be ending up sucking dick in there.
You know what?
So think it over.
I might just have to say, okay, you got me.
Another teaching moment at It's All Bad. Another this is
And I wouldn't
the
even get in
world is
trouble with
learning
my
from.
wife. I'd be like, hey,
Oh, you're
it was
married?
that, or yeah,
This
I'm
is a
married.
matter of responsibility.
I would never go with a married man.
It was a joke. I would never step out
that
on
I
my wife.
knew his wife.
Yeah.
No.
Baby, it was that or do 10 years in prison? Which one do you want me to do?
Yeah, you got to give a senior citizen. If they want to suck your dick, you better let them have it. You know what's good for you.
I love it. That's right. That's right. Well, that's a hell of a story for sure. You did most of your sobriety stuff here in LA, like West Hollywood, the
Yeah, everything was in
Log
West
cabin.
Hollywood. And, yeah. So I became a celebrity hairdresser. Then I started doing a radio show with Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, wow.
And I've been on television. I've done movies. I've started movies in Terror Tunes Part 2.
Oh, nice.
And I was on the Breaking Bonaducci show.
No way. All right.
Yeah, I
What?
love
Wait.
Danny Bonaducci. It was so sweet to me, his wife. And I did the hair for that show. I'm on several episodes on that show.
Breaking Bonaducci.
Breaking Bonaducci.
Wait, so funny story. Where we started this podcast was at that house.
Yeah, I've been
what's
to
it,
that
on
house.
Cromwell, right? Cromwell, right
Yeah,
down the
I'm-
street.
yeah, I know where
I
it
drove
is.
by there today.
No, wait a minute. You're not the house that I was at was by the Greek Theater. And,
Yeah, Cromwell. Yeah, right
and,
down
and
there,
right
yeah.
beside was some famous rock star lived there.
Who lived next door?
Some really famous rock star. But she bought a house after the show. She bought a big mansion.
That house was incredible. That was the house that you guys were set up in, right, Mike?
I think that the house that we were set up in, we rented from Gretchen, and that house
But
I
it
thought
didn't-
was the one where they shot Breaking Bonaducci, and
No,
then
she
also
bought another house after the show. The house that they filmed Breaking Bonaducci was the Greek Theater, right when you're driving down the Greek Theater. She bought a mansion afterwards, after she broke up with Danny Bonaducci.
Did he ever get sober and get his shit together?
Wait,
I don't know where
Wait
he
a
is.
minute, hold on. This is important because
Danny
so-
Bonaducci, where are you?
So
I was in the original Bonaducci
Oh, okay,
house.
got it. Well, we were in the other one, and boy, tasteful.
Yeah.
No,
And spooky.
no, it was that house was weird.
You ever seen a ghost?
Huh?
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Several.
Where? When?
Let me think. When was the last time I saw a ghost? It's like, when I was little, I would see ghosts. Yeah.
In New Orleans.
No, not New Orleans. Oh, I saw ghosts. I saw demons in New Orleans. Because, you do enough speed and enough fucking Southern Comfort, you'll see fucking anything.
Have we ever asked, has Keith ever asked you? You ever seen a ghost?
Yeah, I think.
Did he?
I think you guys asked me when I was on the show before, and the only time that I've ever seen that kind of shit is when I was really fucked up on speed.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I definitely, like, am a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, ambivalent about whether or not, like, sometimes I feel like that fucking drug really opens portals.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like
I got a drug that'll open your portal. Portal of no return.
Yeah, hell yeah, right on.
Call me daddy.
But I also do know, like, that physiological, like, like people say they see shit, and I know from, like, talking to people and researching mildly, like, you see shit and see ghosts and stuff because your fucking pupils get so dilated from that drug that if you see a flash of light over here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're like, like a
Are you
head
the
on a
normal
swivel.
person at the table? You seem like the normal person.
No.
Yes.
I
Well,
am.
Charlie's the fucking normal person.
Yeah.
You look horrified when you hear some of these stories.
I do?
You look like you're sitting there like, what the fuck?
No, I'm fascinated. Like, I'm like,
So, were you a trick? You look like a trick from the 80s.
no.
Were you a trick on Sunset? Come on.
No, I wasn't
You were-
out here in the
No,
80s.
wait a minute. You said you knew all about Sunset.
No, actually,
Got
Actually,
him.
come on.
Got him.
No. I'm more than willing to.
You never picked up a
Say.
hooker in your life.
I picked up many hookers.
There you go.
But
You
my
remember
little
me? I was
stint
Samantha
was-
that night.
My little stint was like in the early for that kind of finding gals was in the early 90s. That was around the speed times.
Where's that at?
And that was, I mean, as far as I remember, it was always like west of like La Brea and Crescent Heights on Sunset.
Exactly. You saw me there. I was standing there in the 90s, honey.
In the
I may have
90s
seen you.
for
I
the
don't.
entire
I
90s.
don't believe we.
You
met
look
before.
very fucking familiar to me.
Well,
You look like one of those quick hand jobs that I did. Did you used to get hand jobs?
no.
What was your thing with hookers?
Well, it gets a little more complicated.
It had to be a blow job, or you fucked him in the
It
ass.
was
which
that period of time in my life was a very limited period.
Yeah, well, let's get honest about it.
The later on, I was more of an order in fella.
You mean kinky?
No, not kicky.
Well, what did you order in?
There was one person who I had known for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Wow, this has just gotten incredible. But whatever. Listen, I'm asking people these questions. I should be comfortable
Did she
enough
lick
to
your
talk about.
balls? Did you like your balls licked for extra $50? What happened?
It was
That
interesting.
cost
It
$50.
didn't really. No. Well,
Did you
it
lick your
depends.
ass? Did you like your ass licked?
I did not, actually. I really don't like anyone back there. In fact, if they could just seal it all off, I would be fine with it. But apparently I need that exit to stay alive.
And what about you two over there?
What
Did you ever pick up a hooker?
Oh yeah, many a times.
What did you ask him to do?
Usually a blowjob.
That usually a blowjob.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I mean, I've also.
So you had other fetishes going on.
I mean, usually a blowjob. I did it a lot when I was doing meth, and then I got a hooker in pretty early in sobriety.
Well, when your girlfriend told me that you like to have a finger stuck in your ass, was she telling the truth?
God damn it.
Wow. I'm actually kind of scared of stuff going back there.
I
you know?
am too. And I know people who are not.
No, me too.
I mean, like just regular.
I mean, I'll tell you right now.
Boring dude.
I'll tell you right now.
A bunch of fucking pussies.
I'll tell you right now.
Listen, it's a disaster. I have like an ape's ass. Like, what are you talking?
I hear what I hear.
I got.
All right. Definitely
I have my shirt off.
Mike's definitely a little bit more square and a little bit more buttoned up, and I mean. I don't know. You're the pro, so maybe you're a better judge, but I can see where Mike's coming from. He's probably a very square, straight, lay kind of guy.
No, those guys like him were the kinkiest motherfuckers.
It's not that I was.
They were the kinkiest. I mean, the ones that look like Helter Skelter, like they'd kill you. You get in the car and they're like, I just want a blowjob. But guys like him, the conservative, innocent. You get in the car, they're like, can you walk on my balls? Can you shit in my mouth?
Daryl
that made me want to throw up a little.
Yeah, you must have got some fucking crazy requests.
Those straight guys like him are the most
shit in my mouth.
I can say for the record, Your Honor, never asked for the old shit in the mouth. Thank you very much. No.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy shit, man.
They do it. I had tricks that wanted it.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, there are only a few things that I'm like, yeah, that's not fucking really like, yeah.
It's called scat.
Yeah,
it's called scat. There's a big business in it.
Well, my older sister, rest in peace, was a dominatrix, and she had the second room in her apartment. There was a fucking dungeon with the St. Andrew's cross on the wall and everything else. Yeah, she was pretty wild, but she, this disease got her, you know what I mean, to alcoholism and addiction. But when she had her head on straight.
What was her name?
Tommy Ann. I don't remember what her
because my Eskimo into the program of Alcoholics Anonymous was a dominatrix called Mistress Jacqueline.
Oh, is that right?
And she has a book called Whips and Kisses.
Really?
Called Whips and Kisses. She was the one that brought me to my first AA meeting.
Oh, wow.
And we were pulling a trick together, and she had him tied to the bed and tied down to her. She had a dungeon.
Uh-huh.
And he wanted to lick my feet. And so anyway, she brought me over there. And then I saw this God grant me serenity around her neck. And I said, Jacqueline, what is that? She said, well, I go to these meetings. I go, oh. But she never said anything about being an alcoholic. And then we went out drinking one night. And she said, if you ever take a drink and let me know. And I called her that Monday and said, I got a really bad headache. And I'm court ordered. She said, well, honey, I'll take you to an AA meeting. I said, are you sober? I didn't even know she was sober. and she took me to my first meeting, and we became really good friends. So, God works in mysterious ways.
Yeah.
So mine was the dominatrix. And I have a great respect for dominatrix.
Yeah.
I have my handcuffs and whips at home right now.
Right.
And I'm ready to tie all you motherfuckers.
Especially Mike.
I mean, that was a veiled invitation. That whole thing was leading down the road to invitation.
You could always say, she tied me up. It was against my will.
Yeah.
I didn't do it because I wanted to. She forced me. That's why she sucked my dick. That's why.
She's a senior citizen. I was just helping her up the stairs.
She fell backward right off.
She slipped and her mouth fell on my dick.
I think in our lifetime they're gonna fucking sort the thing out, right? They're gonna sort out the sex business. I think.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
What do you mean? Like the whole sex worker thing?
Yeah.
All right. So Copenhagen.
We have to be on the precipice.
Yeah.
Dude, Copenhagen is crazy. So it's so fucking cool because there it's so I was talking about the whole, I have a friend that works in that whole in the whole harm reduction industry, and they have the safe injection sites, and they have places where you can go get tested.
They need to legalize prostitution, period.
And
give them a health card.
It's right.
This is what they need to do.
Board.
They need to legalize prostitution. They need prostitutes to come in and get a health card clearance, and also give them a safe place to work out of.
Well, in Denmark, listen. So wait, hold on. Hold the fuck up. All right. Yeah. Copenhagen, Denmark, universal health care across the board, legalized prostitution, decriminalized drugs. Now, for the safe place. That was something where they're there's certain hotels where the prostitutes there will have a hotel that they get, and the hotels are cool with them and they bring back their tricks. But then it ended up being not safe for the prostitutes, right? Where there's still a risk of like, if there's somebody in from out of town, they try to rob them. They think they have money, whatever.
Or
so
a rough trick or something.
Yeah, exactly. So now they have these things. Fuck, I forgot the name. It was such a cool, like, clever name that they had. I'll find out and I'll report back.
I think Vermont just passed prostitution, didn't they? Vermont, producer?
The state of Vermont.
Charlie knows everything.
It's legalizing prostitution right now.
I could ask my sister lives there. Yeah.
Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Bernie Sanders.
But
state,
so
right?
they have these vans, right? They have a van, and the way the van works is there's like workers, like city workers that will like drive these up to areas where there's like known, like red light districts, and they park the van, and in the back of the van there's a bed, and there's condoms, and there's wipes, and there's everything that you would need to,
Look, bitch, if you're gonna legalize prostitution, you're not gonna put me in the back of the van.
No,
I'm gonna be living in chandeliers.
It better be a really fucking cool van.
Be
it's a Sprinter. No, it's like a Sprinter. It ain't no boo-boo van.
That's
but then,
fucking like
that's a Mercedes.
Like,
it's
that's
a nice
Lyft, like Uber. Prostitution.
But then while the prostitute goes into the van, the worker stays outside. There's even a button in there that at any point they could press if it starts getting too rough or whatever. And then the people that work could come and intervene or whatever and make sure that they're safe. There's a station where the prostitute can wash off.
All you need is 1 6'2", 250-pound gorgeous black man sitting by that van. And tell that motherfucker before he goes in, if you rough up my hooker, I'm going to fuck you in your ass. And I guarantee you all that shit's going to stop.
Safest hooker in the world right there.
Yeah.
Right there, honey. That's what you need.
Nah, they have to figure it out.
You there?
Oh, wow. Vermont Bill. Look at that. He is like Google.
Vermont Bill.
Vermont Bill would legalize adult prostitution in state.
Hello.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's wild.
Just a matter of time. Honey.
Yeah, they definitely. I think the criminal factor, the fact that it's a criminal brings in all the extra bullshit. You know what I mean?
Well, these girls wouldn't need a pimp.
Or, you have the whole street factor in it. The pimps, the drug addiction, the whole thing. I mean, shit. I mean, I guess it's your freedom to do whatever it is you're going to do. But if you're earning money in a safe environment.
Baby, they've been selling pussy since Adam and Eve.
Yeah, that's true. World's oldest profession.
It's the oldest profession known to mankind.
For real.
Pussy. Selling pussy. Ain't nothing new.
They never going to stop.
It ain't never going to stop. As long as it's a pussy and a man with some money in his pocket.
That's
you look like you're very interested over there, darling.
That's real.
Charlie's like, I'm fucking.
Charlie's
booking his ticket to Vermont.
Charlie getting your kinky ideas going on.
He's not even really doing a sound.
Did Charlie become like a born-again Christian or Mormon, or what happened to Charlie? What happened to Charlie? I remember him on Sunset Blvd. What happened to Charlie? Where'd you go, Charlie? When did you leave the street? Stop picking up hookers.
Oh, me? I think you're talking about me. I'm Mike.
Oh, Mike, I'm sorry. Look, honey.
It's been a long time. Yeah, I'm boring now.
That's not true. But let me tell you what.
That's why we talk about these things.
I'm going to tell you one of the wildest tricks I ever had was an 82-year-old Italian man. And he got me. I said, it's going to be easy. He's 82 fucking years old. I'm going to lay in the bed. He's going to fuck me. Maybe he'll have a heart attack. It'll be all over with.
Yeah.
And that motherfucker got up on top of me. And he wouldn't stop. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. He fucked me better than any 20-year-old boy. That 82-year-old man fucked the living shit out of me. That bed was rocking. I was screaming. I was like, what the fuck? So let me tell you about some of these old men. Some of these old men, they can fuck the living shit out of you.
Viagra like a motherfucker, huh?
And some of these young boys, they can't last more than... I've had them pop their load before I even got their zipper down. Like, what the fuck happened? You ejaculated so quick. I love it when they ejaculate quick when you're a hooker. You're like, because you already got your money, bitch. And they're like, well, I didn't get a blowjob. I'm like, too bad you came, bitch. It's over. Love you pre-ejaculators. Hookers love you.
Yeah, that's got to be, you're like, oh, thank God. Hallelujah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
That's
you know, when
funny.
you're getting ready to go down on them and they come before you get your lips to it.
Love it.
Makes a hooker's work much easier.
That's how you make a hooker come.
And then they're very sad. Well, you know, you didn't suck my. It doesn't matter. You came, motherfucker.
Yeah. What are you? What like? Then they want you to suck a limp fucking. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. You want to talk? Fuck.
I don't know why I want to keep calling you Charlie.
My name's not Charlie.
But I want to call you Charlie.
Are
you willing to do the fantasy with me?
That was his trick name was Charlie.
Well, Charlie has left the room.
Yeah.
So there's just the three of us. Menage a trois.
Hey.
We got the real Charlie on the cameras over there. Yeah. Hey, move that a little bit to the
Charlie,
left.
tell me something. You're the producer, so you know would you date an ex-hooker?
Sure. Yeah.
Would you think they would be experienced?
I would think so.
So wouldn't that be nice to know that you have an experienced lady in the
That's a
bed?
huge plus.
Huh?
That's a huge plus.
So yeah, they could wrap you around. They could do all kinds of fantasy trips for you, honey. Yeah.
Upside, outside, inside out, round and around.
So would y'all marry an ex-hooker?
I think that answers your question.
I mean, you talking about a woman who used to just sell it on the
was an
boulevard?
escort or a hooker.
You know,
Who changed her life.
I think
who
that
stopped
really,
doing it. Who
I mean, I've been such a fucking way out wackadoodle nutcase at times in my life with, you know, the addiction and the behavior and all the different shit I've been into. For me to pass judgment on anybody, I think would be, you know, not cool. I think it's all about, you know, you meet somebody and you guys are on the same level and you fall in love, and that's really all that matters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, some of the bullshit scams and schemes and hustles and dirty shit that guys like you and me got up to.
what's his name again? Charlie?
Mike.
Mike.
Are right on par
Mike.
with
The reason
hooking.
why I don't like him is it's my ex's name, Mike.
Is
That's
Mike.
why I'm trying to forget it. My exes, two exes, Mike.
So you just assign him a new name.
I just decided to just cut him out.
I'm just
One of
gonna
them,
call
one of
you
them,
Charlie.
Mike Ayers.
How old are you, Charlie, the producer?
26.
26.
Damn, you're young.
Yeah.
Shit. How old are you, Danny?
34.
Yeah.
How old are you, Reno?
I'm 46.
Ooh, daddy.
I'm 46.
So how do y'all deal with gay people like me? What do y'all look at me like as when you see people like me?
I love gay people,
Dude,
man.
me too.
Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
yeah.
I have no judgment
Why do you
whatsoever.
love gay people?
Man, let me count the ways.
What do you love about it?
All right, for me, like being somebody that moved, you know, so this is kind of trippy, you know. I moved here when I was 7 from the Ukraine, you know. We didn't have very many openly gay people in the Soviet Union, you know, at least that I fucking knew about. And when we moved here, we moved straight to West Hollywood, you know, which is the gay capital of the world, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I mean, that stretch of Santa Monica Boulevard where Little Ukraine, whatever they call it, is like pretty much the heart of where all those gay bars are, right?
Yeah. So I lived right there. And I mean, I had experiences when I was a kid, like, I think I was like 7 or 8 years old, maybe 9 years old. And we were walking down the street and there was this guy that came, me and my neighbors would hang out, these 2 Russian kids, you know. And this guy came up to me and he goes, hey, what are you kids doing? You know, we're like, oh, we're just fucking playing, you know, we were like skateboarding or fucking, but just doing some dumb kid shit, you know. And he goes, hey, I got a bunch of toys over here, you know. We're like, what?
Wait, excuse me. That guy was not gay. That guy was a pedophile.
He was a pedophile.
And there's a difference between a pedophile and a gay man.
So we walked down to get where these toys were, and there was a long driveway, and the dude was just sitting there naked fucking playing with himself.
It's a pedophile.
Pedophile. But growing up there, you know, like growing up in West Hollywood, walking home from school, I would have guys trying to, you know, pick me up, who I guess also were pedophiles, you know?
Exactly.
They would try to pick me up. So from a young age, my mom was like I lived right there. When my parents split up, I lived at Kings Road in Santa Monica. Right there, right across the street from Hugo's, in that weird little theater or whatever. And I remember on like a Pride weekend.
Hi, Mike.
I remember on Pride
You got to
weekend.
take a break, ladies.
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
Rub one out.
He's like, I don't know what
And
you guys
so
are
what
talking
happened?
An old bladder.
Speed it up.
So, and I was told like by, somebody, they were like, one of my family members, I'm not going to fucking put their names out there, were like, don't go out there, this weekend. I was like 11. They were like, don't go outside or you'll catch the gay, And I was like, what, So like there was this weird like Russian fear tactics that were like imposed on me, and kind of the older I got and the more really it kind of happened when I started like drinking and going out and partying, where I was like, fuck, like first off, the gays dress amazing.
And
They
the
dress.
guys bought you a lot of drinks, didn't they?
No, the gays just like to party and they just like to have a good time.
Did
And
they give you drugs?
Yeah.
And party favors.
And they're fun. They're just fun. They listen to better music. Like when you're going out and partying, they dress good. They always like after the first few times of them like testing the water a little. If you're like, nah, I love you guys and you're cool and you're fun and I love being around you. And they realize that they're not going to flip you. Then they have like this amazing collection
I
of all
haven't
their
realized
girlfriends.
that yet about you.
The night's still young, like
Night
you
is
said
still
earlier.
young. Yep.
No, and you know what? It's funny because like the gay community always has had a lock on fashion and music before anybody else is up on shit. Even like the most beautiful parts of the world, like my dad's from Naples, and right off Naples is the island of Capri, and like you go there and you like with my family and you start talking about history and who's been there since when, and it was like all gay people that came there, like settled, and set up shop and dialed it all in, going back to like Caligula and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Oh, wow.
all that bizarre shit.
But don't you like the attention they give you?
For me,
Do
growing
you like the attention?
I just like attention, period. It don't matter who the fuck it's coming from.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
exactly. I
Hey, a
think
compliment's
so.
a
I think that's
compliment,
true.
baby.
But I agree with Danny. I just have when I moved to LA, and I was, getting loaded, running around, running amok, having a good time. The gay people that I met were always just super fun to fucking be around and have, it's just like fucking let's party. You know what I mean? And I'm the same way. So
And what about you, Mike? What's your gay story? Besides Trump.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Because you're fascinated by his dick. Because I hear you were
I
talking
don't
about his
know.
little dick all the time.
I don't know.
That's all you talk about is his little dick. I'm beginning to wonder about you, Mike.
Trump's little dick.
You and Trump.
Me and Trump. Well, we're very close. My experience always, I don't know, like I came from a fairly, I don't know, like a part of the world where it wasn't, I never thought about it. It was never that much of a deal, and then by the time I got to college and I don't know. I never really I majored in theater for a while.
And you didn't meet
before I
gay
switched.
people in theater?
I did. That's what I'm saying. I never really was never a weird thing for me. And I knew there were kids who I went to high school with who were who would get aggro and weirded out about that shit.
Yeah, even in school, I was never
school. I went to an all-boy prep school.
When
for
did you
8
realize
years.
there were glory hoes?
I didn't know about Glorios until I think I might have just today, just now. No,
Just
no,
now.
I'm saying I was aware of that, but probably in my college.
How did you
I don't
find
know. I
out
didn't
about
know what
glory hoes? Did you read about it or someone told you?
That's a very good question. Because
Yeah,
I would
Miss
normally
Elliot
say
should be a
I don't know,
fucking
the internet
interviewer.
looking at porn, but there was not that then.
When was your first thought of a glory hoe?
I would bet you. I can't say for sure, but I would bet you it was from renting video porn and seeing the gals, some sort of a scenario
Sucking
like
dick
that.
through a hole.
Yeah.
Sucking dick through a hole.
Did that
Yes.
excite you, Michael?
I mean, I don't. Again, I can't tell you when. I'm trying to be as honest as I possibly can here.
What excited you?
That doesn't excite me right now. It makes me nervous. I have OCD.
Hell, I got a drill in my purse. I was getting ready to put a hole right in this table.
Hey, this motherfucker's dead too.
I have OCD, so the notion of that really
Yeah, you know what? It's kind of
scares
like
the living crap out of me. But I also think crazy things like someone's gonna chop it off and go run away with it down the street.
I was in rehab.
That's happened.
Yeah, I was
Scares
in
the
rehab
fuck
with
out of
with a gay dude out in the Inland Empire that was like running around Palm Springs, and I guess he told some story about the bookstore out there and how it was the fucking party central place to go get high and fuck and everything else.
Yeah.
And then some, glory holes, and some dude got his dick cut off. And
some guy in Little Rock, Arkansas, someone stuck their dick to a glory hole in the Greyhound bus station, and someone actually took a hair, those hat pins, the long ones, and stuck it to his dick.
Jesus Christ!
So his dick was stuck in the glory hole.
Oh, shit.
With a pin.
With a hat pin?
With a hat pin.
Oh,
that's a harsh time.
God damn.
But they closed all the glory holes down in Los Angeles. There's only one left.
Oh, where's that one at?
In my house. Yeah, they closed them all down.
That's funny. That shit used to be popping in the 80s.
Oh, it was 80s and 90s, and then the cops just started closing all the adult theater stores, and I would go to to Venice Beach where all the bathrooms had glory holes in them, along the beach, Santa Monica, all the beach places had glory holes, and then I noticed that they had little patches over the top of them. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in here? Apparently they took and put steel patches on them. And then I noticed they changed the wood doors to steel. I'm like, my saw's not going to work for this motherfucker.
Oh, you know what?
Shit. I've seen that in bathrooms. I've seen that in public bathrooms.
With a plate?
Where there's like a plate. And
Yeah.
I figured, like, what happened? Somebody got shot or something?
Yeah, but
what an asshole.
Those
man.
kind of drills are $200 to have to go through that steel shit. I don't need a dick that bad. Honey.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone and cut a hole to make a glory hole?
No, but I've always thought that the gay guys that did that are very creative. You sit there and have to chisel a fucking hole.
Bless those
All right, with
motherfuckers.
glory holes, I have a question because I never experienced one, and apparently there's only one left in LA. But
Yeah.
Well, you can experience it tonight.
So would you have to pay for a glory hole, or was it just like a
No, you just go in there, stick your dick in, and who's ever on the other side, they give you a blowjob.
Wow.
Unless they bite your
God
dick
bless
off.
the gay community.
Wow.
There's
That's so
not
cool.
a chance in hell.
It's just on. It's just
It's so
on
cool.
all the
So to
time.
answer your question,
Without being a nervous wreck.
I love the gays. I think that it's like especially like the older gays that have lived through a lot of the shit, the hate crimes and the stuff that went on, and like to get to where they're at. Like, I think it's amazing. I think we live in one of the I love LA. It's one of the greatest fucking cities in the world.
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
It's my favorite
I
city.
just got
I've
hit
traveled.
in the head by a bottle. What do you mean? It's horrible.
Oh, you just got hit in the head.
Wait, what do you
On
mean?
Fairfax. On Fairfax and Melrose. I was getting ready to catch a bus, and these kids from Fairfax High School. It was a bunch of black boys and a bunch of, it was black boys. And I was walking down the street, and they hit me in the back of the head with a bottle, called me a faggot.
Oh, that's fucked
Then I
up.
turned around, and they threw ice on me.
Oh.
And then I looked at him. I said, And then I walked a half a block down. And I said, you know what? I'm not taking this fucking shit. And I had my purse with me. So I came back and I put my hand in the purse like I had a gun in it. And I came up to him. I said, which one of you motherfuckers hit me in the head with that goddamn bottle? I said, because you're going to pay, motherfucker. And then I put my hand down in my purse. And they started screaming and running. that faggot's got a fucking gun. And I started chasing 3 of them onto the bus. And I kill you motherfucking little bitches. I called them bitches.
Yeah.
And they were screaming for their life, honey.
Good for
But
you.
yeah,
Good for you,
but still,
man.
yet afterwards, it's like, you call the cops, they don't show up. They don't care. You call them and say, look, I just got assaulted. They called me a faggot. And the cops are like, yeah, we'll be there in 2 days. And they never come.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it happens
man.
all the time.
Ugh.
But I'm a very strong gay guy, and I can protect myself because I'm street smart. But there's a lot of gay men that absolutely, they get beat up. They get killed. It's horrible.
That's terrible.
And it's still going on. And since Trump became president, the hate crimes in the gay community has soared. It's just unbelievable.
That's terrible.
The amount of crime that is going on against gay people since he became president with all his bigotry. So it's like, you know, he is the worst thing for the gay community. Believe me. He's the worst thing for any minority, for anyone being gay, anyone in minorities, Jewish people. Look at all the attacks on the Jews. Look at all the attacks that are going on across America since he became president. It's like the KKK and Trump and the hatred of minorities, and it's horrible. We got to get rid of that motherfucker.
Amen. Amen.
Just gave the nation's highest honor to a guy who has consistently made over the course of his career misogynistic, homophobic,
Rush Limbaugh,
xenophobic, just you know,
racist,
horrible things to people who of color, and it just
well,
crazy.
You can tell him when you know
He's a
when the Ku
fucking
Klux
pig.
Klan all stand
And
in
that
one
guy is
corner.
like, and that's the president. Like that's what he's saying. He's saying that to the United States. He's saying that I don't care. That's it. I don't care.
Yeah.
When you know the Ku Klux Klan stand with their white robes, you can tell Rush Limbaugh's in the crowd when he got the presidential medallion around him. That's Rush.
That's true. Yeah.
That's Rush.
If there's a good message, you know, fuck. Just if we could end this on one note,
Yeah.
just fucking vote.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
I mean, it's like
Yeah.
if fucking degenerates like us could fucking
Yeah.
get out there
No
and vote,
kidding.
you know?
Yeah,
Fuck.
man.
No kidding. They're sending me
You got
stuff
no
asking me to vote.
excuse.
Yeah, it's good.
No excuse,
Gotta-
you know? I mean, fuck.
I gave Bernie $12 more today. For some reason, it's this approach with the campaign. I mean, maybe it is super effective. I hope it totally is. But you know, you get the email from Fayez, and just it makes me laugh because all I can picture is like Bernie
Look at the similarities. Look
Bernie
at the similarities.
smoking crack.
Look at
just
the
the idea of
similarities.
just being like, Michael, I want to be very clear. Just like, I need another $12. Like, dude, just ask me for the whole thing. Like, how much is this going to take?
Thank you for your contribution.
But-
we need
but-
another
but look who's running.
We need another
$2.75.
$48.
Mike, look who's running against Trump. You have the white national Trump. You have a gay man. You have a Jewish
Mayor Pete.
man. You have a Jewish man.
Bernie.
You
my
have
man. My
two
man.
women and one a minority.
I think it's
I
all
went
going
to
to
Israel,
change.
yeah.
It's all going to change this November.
I don't
Absolutely.
think so.
Yeah, or
I think
we're-
he's going
yeah.
to win again.
Or we're all gonna die. One of the two. Fuck.
I mean, neither, but still, let's hope. Let's hope.
Yeah. You got to stay in optimism and positivity. You know what I mean? That
I'm buying
Hey,
a
well, at the
fucking
end of the
king.
day-
Hey, I'm a
Wait,
hillbilly from the
we didn't
Ozarks.
ask
at the
another
end of the
question
day-
just to wrap it to a,
Wait, at the end of the day-
you go. I'm sorry.
The change comes from within. Let's not forget. You know.
Oh,
fuck
fuck
yeah.
get a gun, buy a gun,
I got a gun
Yeah.
already. Oh, yeah.
change my
I
ass.
gotta ask one question. You ever do PCP?
What's that?
What?
Oh,
Angel
I did
does.
it one time.
PCP, yeah.
I did it one time.
And what?
I think I did it with you back in the 90s. You don't remember me. I was
Calling
a
yourself
then.
Philip back then. Though.
Philip. That was it. Philip.
But your name
That'd be
wasn't.
perfect.
Your name wasn't Mike that night. You had a different name.
Exactly. Josiah. What was it like? What was
It's
it?
horrible.
I know, but I mean, just tell
Fucking
us the story
horrible.
if you would be if you would, because it's
Well, I
a
did
question.
it-
We ask 2 questions to every guest. Have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever taken PCP?
Well, I smoked it
Nice, as you
on
do.
a joint.
Yeah.
It was in New Orleans. I was in a park. Tulane University has a park across the street from it. Beautiful park. I smoked it with this guy who was a heroin addict. And, you know, I was young, in my 20s. I was trying everything. And all of a sudden, everything started melting. I was looking at the sky, and everything started melting. The sky was melting. The trees were melting. He was melting. The grass was melting. I was melting, and I was melting into the ground. And I was telling him, everything's melting. I'm freaking out. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Everything's melting. Oh, my God. It's like I started disappearing into the ground, into like candle wax, everything. And he's telling me I was having a bad trip. I said, you think? I was freaking the fuck out. And then finally it stopped. And I said, oh my God, this fucking shit is horrible. And then I ran down the street. I started running down the street. And all of a sudden I'd be like, I'd see you like 3 blocks away. And within a second you were right in my face. And I would scream. I go, ah! I mean, you would just like turn. And I go, ah! And I was running down the street. I was like, ah! Because I'd see like people 4 blocks. And within a second they're in front of me. And this voice said, run out, kill yourself, run into a car,
shit.
Kill yourself, run into a car, kill yourself, run into a car. And I just ran to my friend's house. I told her, I think I smoked angel dust, PCB, I don't know what the fuck it was. She said, you're having a bad trip. You need some tea. And so she helped me get down out of that. And after that shit, you can have that fucking shit, honey. I don't fuck you. Oh no, honey. I don't smoke anything that I think has been laced at all.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild.
It is.
Yeah. All right, well, shit. That is another episode.
So the Glory Hole's open. We're through tonight. And I'll tell you where the Glory Hole is. I'm a senior citizen all alone. I'll be open. The Glory Hole opens from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. It used to open till 2, but I'm senior now, so it's closing down early.
Will you get some complimentary tapioca pudding when you come over there for a
Fuck
blowjob?
that. No, honey. I'm a senior citizen. I don't cook shit. I put it in the microwave.
Well, special thanks to the fabulous Miss Elliot for telling her story, his story.
Thank you so much.
Well, that was a little bit of my story. I enjoyed being with you, Mike, or was it Dan or Don? What was it this week?
My name's
Don.
Billy.
Well, if I see you on the corner and you tell me your name's Mike, I'm not going to believe you.
All right, no.
And Reno, yes, Reno, you're one hot daddy. I wouldn't mind going to prison with you.
Oh, that's very sweet.
We would be one happy fucking family up in that cell. And I'd make sure you had steak sandwiches every night, baby. And
atta girl. That's a good
sticking
girl.
my ass out that fucking jail cell. And then Danny, God love those uncut cocks. European uncut cock, honey. And I know that your girlfriends were happy. They tell me how happy they were with it. But I don't know why you keep leaving them.
You selfish bastard.
Yeah.
God bless America, and let's get rid of that fucking dump Trump.
Amen.
Amen.
All
Yeah,
right.
there it is. Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
We'll
thanks
see you
Reno
soon.
for coming on to guest host.
Thanks for
Always
having
cool
us,
to have
always,
you.
guys.
Man, came
Appreciate
through.
it.
Elliot, thank you so much. Thank you guys at home for listening. Like and subscribe. Leave a review. As many stars as you think, just as long as it's 5 or above.
Yes.
If you got any questions, jam us up on Instagram. Send us a message. Our Instagram account is @it_is_all_bad. We got a YouTube channel. I think you just look up It's All Bad Podcast. You can see the video from tonight and
When are we
past
going to start a
episode.
porn channel?
It's
We
coming.
could use this table right here.
We're working on it. Also,
Me and the producer could have our first
Scene.
video tonight.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
that's right. And if you want to be on the show, we're also, people are reaching out to Charlie and like we had recently, a fella who was on, had listened and wanted to come on the show. So please
Hit
reach
us
out
up.
to us.
Hey, shout out to
What's up?
Caffeine Santa, who found me on Instagram after listening to one of our episodes.
No way.
And sent me 2 pounds of free coffee from Portland, Oregon.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God.
Where's my free coffee?
What the fuck happened? I haven't gotten anything.
Check it
Honey,
out.
I'd buy you a coffee plantation.
Now that the gifts are being given out, Mike's off the
I
table.
got to put this coffee, though.
I see how it goes.
Cafe Pecori coffee.
That's
Cafe
good.
Pecori, yeah.
Nice.
It was nice.
So
Good
tight.
stuff. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So we're working on getting some cool stuff going. Maybe like a call in, maybe an episode where we have people call in and tell their stories. Yeah, that'd
be fun.
Which will be fun. Yeah,
and we're gonna be making some little treats.
We got some merch coming. Those side note, I'm gonna give my own plug.
Yeah.
Anton ordered the Russian Danny Hollywood drug dealer shirts. I believe they're being made today or tomorrow. So
beautiful.
Caltrans orange.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. We're gonna be shooting the lookbook outside of Bart Beverly, the methadone clinic.
Well, you should have a picture of a pedophile chasing you down the street on that t-shirt.
I know that it was a very vivid story. The long driveway and the guy jacking off.
Yeah, that'd be perfect with the back of the shirt. When I was young in West Hollywood and the pedophiles chased me. Yeah, honey.
All right, y'all.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Good night, everyone.